Welcome children. Today class 9 mathematics, the chapter triangle, chapter 7, chapter name is triangles. So what we are going to see in this chapter? First of all, you should know what is a triangle, and you well known about triangle, I hope. So triangle, you see a closed figure formed by three intersecting lines. Formed by three intersecting lines. You look that figure. Okay. So three intersecting lines. This is one line, that is line segment. This is another line segment. This is another line segment. So three lines intersect to form a closed figure, which is called a triangle. Okay. And now you consider a triangle ABC. You know how many sides are there? Three sides. So everything is three. Three sides, three angles, three vertices. So singular vertex. A is a vertex. So ABC means three vertices. So three sides, what are they? AB. So it's a line, but the measure AB means line segment. So I put bar above AB. So AB, BC, AC. So these are the sides, which is nothing but line segments. And three angles, angle A, angle B, angle C. So angle means we can put mark like this, okay, in a triangle. This is angle A, this is angle B, and this is angle C. So like that we can put a mark there. So all the three. So tri means three. Tri means three. So three sides, three angles, three vertices. So they are naming it as triangle. So three angle figure. So triangle. So like that they have named it. So congruent. Congruent. So after knowing basically what is a triangle, and in this chapter we are going to see what is the congruent. Congruent means you have to consider two triangles and you have to compare it about the sides and angles, and then we have to say whether it is congruent or not. So first of all, we see what is congruent. So congruent means two figures are congruent if they are of the same shape and of the same size. The shape and size should be same. Then we can say that shapes are congruent. For example, packet of biscuits. You can see each biscuit is same. Every biscuit is same as the other. Okay. So all the biscuits are same in shape and size. And you can take a 1 rupee coin, the same type, 1 rupee coin. Okay. They are congruent shapes and size. So we can say they are congruent. And packet of blades. Okay. They are congruent. The shape and size are same. So like that we can give many examples for congruent. And now, example, in mathematically we can give two circles of the same radii are congruent. Two circles of the same radii are congruent. Yes, okay. We can draw one circle. So the radius 3 centimeters. So again another circle. If you draw, there are also the radius 3 centimeters. So they are congruent. So same radii. So we can give mathematically a good example. Two circles of the same radii are congruent. So this is called congruent. Congruent means any shape which are same in appearance. Okay. And when we coincide with each other, we can say like that also. So if two triangles, now you are taking and coming to the chapter, the triangles, and you are considering two triangles and how to say congruent. So if two triangles ABC and PQR, for example, you take one triangle A, B, C, another triangle P, Q, R. So how we can say these two triangles are congruent? In these two triangles, under the correspondence means the name. So first A corresponds to P, B corresponds to Q. Correspond means the corresponding vertices, okay, and corresponding name. So B, Q, and for C it corresponds to R. So under the correspondence like this, A related to P and B is related to Q and C is related to R. Then only we can say ABC PQR. For A, P. For B, Q. For C, R. So like that, that is called the correspondence. Okay. So now we can say triangle ABC congruent to triangle PQR. Okay. Like that we have to say correspondence means the vertices A is correspond with P and B is correspond with Q and C is correspond with R. Okay, then it is expressed as, then symbolically we can express. We are saying that the two triangles are congruent and symbolically we can represent triangle ABC. This symbol you see, like that we have to put. Okay, this is the symbol which represents congruent. So triangle ABC congruent to triangle PQR. So like that we can say. Clear? So congruent triangles means we have to write like this. Which two triangles are congruent? Then we can write like this. Okay. And now, how can we say that two triangles are congruent? Means there are some rules. Okay. We will see one by one. For first exercise, two rules are there, and another one is also there. So mainly two congruent rules are there. So we will see first one, that is SAS rule. And now first you take the definition of triangles which I taught you earlier, and then finish this chart for the matter given there, and coming to this next corresponding parts of congruent triangles. In short, we call it CPCT. In cap letter, we call it as CPCT, corresponding parts of congruent triangles. So by the correspondence, if the triangle ABC congruent, this symbol represents congruent. Congruent to triangle PQR. Triangle ABC congruent to triangle PQR. Then corresponding sides we can write as AB, the first two letter AB and next two letter PQ. So like that the letter is have to choose correctly. And BC to QR, AC correspond to PR. And corresponding angles, angle A to angle P, angle B correspond to angle Q, angle C correspond to angle R. Already what is this? We saw that earlier. So like that we have in the corresponding parts of congruent triangle. So in the proof part of every sum, we will use this also, corresponding parts of congruent triangle. And now coming to the congruent rule. First one, SAS and then ASA. So this change AAS. S, that means represents side, A represents angle. Is it clear? So SAS means side, angle, side. ASA means angle, side, angle. AAS means angle, angle, side. Okay. And this one, SAS means we should not write SSA like that and all. Okay. This is the one way, SAS, that's all. That means two sides and included angle. Two sides included angle. For example, SAS means if you take AB and here you have to take PQ. Am I right? So AB, PQ, and then PC, QR. So the two sides. An angle is in the center. SAS means A is in the center. So you have to take, for example, one angle means this. So here this angle is included between these two sides. Here also like that. This angle is included between these two sides. So SAS means two sides included angle. That is one angle. So the angle is included between the two sides. So like that we have to say. ASA means two angle on one side. For example, if you take this angle and here you are taking this angle. Okay, and then side angle this AB, this PQ, and then angle B, angle Q. You see, these two are the angle, and the side is between these two angles. That is included side AB. Here, these two are the angle, and PQ is the included side. So, like that we can say ASA, angle side angle. So, between two angles, the side is included. AAS means that also applicable. You can write this ASA as AAS, any two angle on one side. Okay, included side is also there, and any two angles on any one side, that is corresponding parts. So, like that we can have, but this is one way, SAS one way applicable. Okay, so we will see this in the first exercise. First of all, we will see the rule, definition, how we are saying that, and then we move to the exercise. So, now coming to SAS congruence rule. Two triangles are congruent if two sides and the included angle of one triangle are equal to two sides and the included angle of other triangle. Consider triangle ABC, triangle PQR, and I marked the sides which are equal. You see, AB is equal to PQ, these two sides. Side AC is equal to side PR, double mark I have given, and then angle A is equal to angle P. So, now we have two pair of sides and one pair of angle equal. So, the angle is included between these two sides. Yes or no? Angle A is included between these two sides, and here angle P is included between these two sides. So, only they are telling the included angle between the two sides. So, we can write ABC, triangle ABC congruent to triangle PQR. And now coming to ASA congruence rule. So, two angles and the included sides, they are equal. Then we can say the two triangles are congruent. Or if the two triangles are congruent, then the two angles and the included side is equal to the same like other triangle. So, the definition is there. You see triangle DEF and triangle LMN. So, in these two triangles, we have angle D, this angle is equal to angle L, and angle E, the double mark I have given for your understanding. Angle E is equal to angle M, and one side, one pair of side DE is equal to LM. So, they are equal. So, we can say triangle DEF congruent to triangle LMN. So, that corresponding part should be equal. So, first of all, we learned what is correspondence in the 8th standard itself. You have learned it. Okay. So, now, if the corresponding pairs are equal, whether it is sides or angles, if they are equal, then we can say they are congruent shapes. So, here the shape is triangle. Okay. So, we have seen that two congruence rule, and now I already told you ASA, otherwise we can write as AAS also. So, after finishing this, so this is another one I will tell you. So, AAS means out of two triangles, any two corresponding pair of angles and any one pair of sides, that is all, not included side. Okay. So, here ASA means side is included between two angles, but here not like that. Any two angles equal and one pair of sides equal, then we can say they are congruent by AAS rule. Clear? So, I will write that definition also. So, now coming to AAS congruent rule. Angle, side. Okay. So, two triangles are congruent if any two pairs of angles. So, any two pairs of angles and one pair of sides. So, one side is there. Okay. So, one pair of corresponding sides are equal. Then we can say by AAS congruence rule, the two given triangles are congruent to each other. So, out of these three congruence rule, so one is SAS, another one ASA, and now AAS. So, all these what they say, that means any three corresponding parts are needed? Any 3 corresponding parts are needed to say the 2 given triangles are congruent. So now I want to put a question. A. What about this? A. I said A means angle. So angle. If the 3 corresponding pairs of angles of 2 triangles are equal, can we say they are congruent? Can you understand? See, take PQR, so another triangle, X, Y, Z. Just for example, so I am saying that angle P is equal to angle X, and angle Q is equal to angle Y, and angle R is equal to angle Z. Okay. So now can we say PQR, triangle PQR is congruent to triangle XYZ? This is my question. You see, so this is not given as a congruence rule to you. You know why? We cannot say if 3 pairs of angles equal, the 2 triangles are congruent. This is wrong. Is it clear? So why, sir? You see, PQR. X, Y, Z. You see, comparing these 2 triangles, this is smaller, this is greater now. Okay. Angle equal only. The corresponding angles, they are equal. But what about the size? The size should not be different. Okay. What's the definition of a congruent? Whichever the shapes and size should be equal. Then only we can say that shapes are congruent shapes. Clear? The size should not be different. They should be equal. The shape and size of objects. Okay? They should be equal. Then only we can say they are congruent. The set of, that is a packet of blades, packet of biscuits. You see, suppose if there are 10 biscuits, the 10 will be same size only. They are coincide with each other. Am I right? So like that, here angles are equal, but what about the size? For example, to get better understanding, you see, the angle, this is 2 rays. Okay. This is the angle 30 degrees, for example. Okay. Still, if I extend this up to here, and this also I extend up to here, is the angle changed? Can you tell me? If I extend this ray, this is 2 rays. Okay. Up to this I stop. But still I am extending means, will the angle change? There is no change in angle. Okay. Angle may not change if we extend the ray. So, we cannot say if the angles are equal, the pair of angles are equal, the corresponding pair of angles are equal in 2 triangles, you cannot say they are congruent. Is it clear? So, this rule they didn't given in the book. You know why? This is the reason. When you maximize, okay, the angles will not change. For example, you take this triangle. Okay, if you zoom it, the angle will not change, but the size ratio definitely gets changed. So only if the angles are equal, the corresponding angles are equal in 2 triangles, we cannot say they are congruent triangles. Clear? And now we move to the next exercise 7.1. So coming to the first question in exercise 7.1, you see this diagram is given, a quadrilateral is given A, B, C, D. You see A, B, C, D. Quadrilateral means whether it should be named in a cyclic or anti-clockwise. But here, generally they are given the name A, B, C, D, but the shape is quadrilateral. Okay. So in this quadrilateral, AC is equal to AD. AC is equal to AD. So they given like that. AC and AD, the two sides are equal in this quadrilateral. AB bisects angle A. This AB bisects angle A. That means what? These two angles are equal. It shows that only. Clear? AB bisects angle A means these two angles equal. For example, we can name it as angle 1 and angle 2. For our understanding, we can write like that. Angle 1 and angle 2, they are equal. Otherwise, we can say angle 1 means BAC. You look here, I have written here BAC, that is angle 1. And BAD, that is angle 2. BAD. So, which direction we have to say that angle? No? So, BAD, we cannot say simply that is angle A. Angle A means the full angle, 1 plus 2. Both together called angle A. But here it is splitted. So, this is angle 1 and this is angle 2. So, by the given matter AB bisects angle A, we can have this. And to prove triangle ABC, where it is triangle ABC. Okay, in the diagram question, we have to observe very cleanly what is given there in the diagram. And ABD means this triangle. So, these two triangles are congruent, that we have to prove. So, in proof part, you see. So, to prove the two triangles are congruent, we should have three elements. Okay, three sides, three angles are there. So, out of these 6, 3 we needed, but not 3 pairs of angles. Just now I explained you. Okay. So, you look here in triangle ABC. So, this is what given here, first one, triangle ABC and triangle ABD. AC equal to AD. Given in the question, so you have to write the reason given. And then, you see, angle 1 equal to angle 2. Angle 1 means what? BAC. We have to write like this, but for understanding, you can write the names there. Okay, BAC is equal to angle BAD. AB, the reason AB bisects angle A. That is the reason. Why they are equal means this is the reason. And you see, AB is equal to AB. Common, this is the common side for both triangle AB. Okay, so now you see one pair of side, another pair of side. So today 2 pairs of side and 1 angle. Okay, so you see in this triangle, this is one side, AB is another side. So between these two sides, angle 1 is the included angle. So like that here also, angle 2 is included angle. So we can say that we can apply here by SAS, 2 sides and include angle. This implies triangle ABC is congruent to triangle ABD. SAS, 2 pairs of sides, 1 angle. SAS rule, like that you have to write. This is enough. The reason SAS rule. And after proving that they are congruent, the first one okay, to prove these two triangles are congruent. But in the question they are given, what can you say about BC and BD? The additional question is there, BC, BD. Okay. So after proving that the two triangles are congruent, now we come to CPCT. I have already explained you what is meant by CPCT, corresponding part of congruent triangle. So after proving the two triangles are congruent, with the help of these 3 only, we have proved 2 sides and 1 angle. Okay, we have proved these two triangles are congruent by SAS rule. Therefore, after proving congruent, other pairs, that means other pair of sides, other pair of angles, we can take that they are equal because the triangles are congruent. We have proved it. So after proving congruent, we can take as needed. Okay, other pairs, that means pairs of sides, pairs of angles are equal. So now we need these two sides, BC, BD. So they are asking the question, what about BC and BD? So since triangle ABC congruent to triangle ABD, comma, BC is equal to BD CPCT. The reason is CPCT, corresponding parts of congruent triangle. The remaining parts of sides are also equal. So like that we have taken. So now we can say the length of BC and BD are equal. So hence the length of BC and BD are equal. So that we can give the conclusion about BC and BD. So that's the first question over. So the question number 2, quadrilateral is given. This is the figure given there. ABCD is a quadrilateral. Two sides AD, BC are equal. And DAB is equal to CBA angle. DAB, you see, DAB, this angle, and CBA, this angle. I marked there. So they are equal. Okay. And to prove is 1, 2, 3, 3 options given. We have to prove it one by one. And you see, in the first proof, 2 triangles we have to take. In triangle ABD and triangle BAC. So these 2 triangles we have to prove they are congruent. Okay. So now we collect the data. What are the paths equal there? ABD, BAC. You see, ABD means this triangle. For our reference, we can draw separately. ABD means like this. It is given A, B, D, and then next is BAC. BAC. So it is given like this. The same thing. ABC. ABD, BAC. So BAC. You see here, it is like this. Here AD, BC. So like that, I separated for your understanding. This is no need. Don't do this and all. But in that diagram itself, we have to collect and we have to observe very keenly. And now I separated, that is ABD one triangle and ABC another triangle. You see what are the equal parts? AD, BC, the 2 sides marked here equal. And another thing, AB side is common. You see, AB side, here also AB side is there. So the 2 sides, the 2 pairs of sides now equal. And another thing, angle, is it given? You see. So angle BAD, it is there. An angle CBA, this angle. They 2 equal. It is given. So everything is we are having. The 3 elements we are having. By SAS we can say they are congruent. You can write that AD equal to BC, that is given. Another one DAB. So in first triangle DAB, because here we have taken ABD. So that is the first triangle. So the first angle we have to take from this triangle only. So DAB, that we have to check in every sum. Okay. So like that, AD means this is the side. So BC means this is side here. Okay. So no C is here. So you have to make it that correct collection. That is correspondence. Already I explained to you. The correspondence from first triangle and this is second triangle. So side should be the second triangle. And DAB is equal to CBA. You should note that also. So like that, this is also given by the question. The question itself they have given. And one more thing, we can observe these 2 triangles. AB is a common side. So AB equal to AB. Common. So now we can easily say this implies triangle ABD congruent to triangle BAC. Okay. So this is for your reference. I have drawn, so no need to draw these 2 diagrams. And now coming to option 2. So what we have to prove? BD equal to AC. So BD equal to AC means, you see, where is BD? In the first triangle ABD only. BD is there. And AC means in the second triangle here, BAC, in this triangle only AC is there. Okay. So, after proving congruent, by CPCT we can say, since triangle congruent to BAC, this implies BD is equal to AC, CPCT. Is it clear? By CPCT, we can say these two sides are equal because BD is side in this triangle and AC is the side in this triangle. So, they are also equal. And coming to option 3, it is also very easy. You have to take the same proof since these two triangles are congruent. Okay, what is that third one? This implies angle ABD is equal to angle BAC, the reason CPCT. So, since these two triangles are congruent, by CPCT we can have these two angles are equal. So, ABD angle, triangle BAC, angle BAC. So, the same name. So, very easy to give the proof. Okay, that's all. We move to the next sum. So, now coming to question number 3. So, this is the diagram given there. AD perpendicular to AB. This AD and this BC are both perpendicular to this line segment AB. That is what given. And this C and D are joined. They meet AB at O. So, this is what they given. And this BC and AD, these two are equal. They have given. Okay, AD, BC are equal. They are equal perpendicular, like that they have given. So, to prove is CD bisects AB. CD bisects AB. That means what? We have to show O is the midpoint of AB. Okay, and we have to show OA, OB are equal. Then we can say that CD bisects AB. Okay, we have to prove OA, OB are equal in length. Then it is easy to say CD bisects AB. So, for that we have to take these two triangles. So, we can observe these are the two triangles there. So, in triangle AOD and BOC, triangle BOC. So, in these two triangles, you see, can you say what are these two? So, like two lines intersect, so vertically opposite angles are equal. So, these are the old concepts you have learned in the earlier classes. We have to use that also. Lines and angles chapter, no? That is the corresponding pair of angles formed when a transversal intersects parallel lines. That also we have to use here. Not here, in other. So, that concept we should remind, keep in mind. Okay. So, now in these two triangles we have first this AOD is equal to angle BOC. So, vertically opposite angles BOA. Okay. And now already they have given AD equal to BC. That is given. And one more thing, 90 degrees. See, this mark like this. If they mark like this, this is nothing but 90 degrees. So, the angle we can say OAD equal to OBC. Okay. Each 90 degrees. So, from the first we have taken the first angle, from the second triangle we have taken this angle. So, correspondingly we have to take. Okay. The left side are from the first triangle and the right side are from the second triangle. That we have to be very perfect. And now, two angles on one side, and this is included side, you see, AOD, BOC. So, these two angles and this angle, this is not included side, okay, but you can write like that, two angles on one side, okay. So, ASA, this implies triangle OD is congruent to triangle BOC by angle, side rule. Two angles and any one pair of sides. Two pairs of angles and one pair of sides. Okay. AD, BC are not included between the two angles. So we can take this rule. And after proving that, we can say these two triangles are congruent means then OA, OB are the corresponding pair of sides. So we can have this implies first this triangle OA is equal to OB because by CT we can say. And now these two are equal means then we can say CD bisects AB. Hence CD bisects AB. That's all. So now coming to question number 4. It is given that line L parallel to line M and line P parallel to line Q. You can able to see here. And A and C are joined and named here A, B, C, D, the intersecting points of the parallel line. And to prove is ABC, CDA. You look here, ABC is this triangle and CDA is this triangle. We have to prove these two triangles are congruent. And here comes the concept lines and angles, that alternate pair of angles, you know, everything. So we are going to collect that from this diagram. So L parallel to M, and you consider this is the transversal for these L and M. Okay, L parallel to M and AC is transversal. L parallel to M and AC is transversal. So from here, if AC is the transversal for L and M, then the line and this transversal angle this one, and then this M with this transversal. You see angle 1. For our understanding, we can put the name like 1 and 2 and all. We can name it like that. So, but while writing here in the proof, we have to write in with the direction, the name. Okay, not 1, 2 and all. Okay. So LM parallel, AC is transversal. Then we have that for first triangle. So already we have to keep in mind the first triangle, that is ABC means we have to take BCA angle. Okay. BCA is equal to, and this angle we can have CAD. Okay. Reason, alternate interior angle. And P is parallel to Q, AC, the same AC is transversal. Then we have, you see, line P, line Q, they are parallel, and the AC is the same transversal. At the time what happens? The angle between the line and transversal is this one, to name it as 3, and the line Q and this transversal, this angle, you name it as 4. Then they are also 3 and 4 also alternate pair of angles. So you can have they are equal. So first triangle we have to take ABC. So in ABC means this 3. So BAC is equal to, and this we can have ACD. Then only it is easy to pick. Reason is alternate interior angle. Is it clear? And by the given matter, we have done up to this. And coming to the proof, these two triangles are congruent. For that, we have to take in triangle ABC and triangle CDA. So we can collect the things. You see, this angle already we have arranged the first angle from the first triangle and the second angle from the second triangle. Okay, the second angle from the second triangle, like that only we have arranged. So no problem, we can write as it is. So BCA equal to CE. Proved here. And next BAC is equal to ACD. Proved. Okay, already we have proved that they are equal. And now you see in these two triangles, AC is common side. AC equal to AC common, or you can write AC equal to CA. Everything equal only. So AC equal to AC, that common side. So two pair of angles and one pair of sides. You see here. So here this angle BCA 2 and 1, and this 3 and 4, they are equal, and between these two angles that side AC is there, so included side, so ASA. You can say these two triangles are congruent. By what rule? ASA rule. We can say these two triangles are congruent. Is it clear? So very easy. And move to the next one. Question number 5. It is easy. You take as homework because the diagram is will explain that. You see here B. So this is 90 and this is 90. They have. So this is A. So very easy to understand. So you take as homework the line L. So this is the line L. Okay, the line L bisect the angle A. It is given. So therefore, these two angles are equal. You say namely 1 and 2. So 1 and 2 equal. And also here 90, here also 90. So that also equal. And they are asking ABB. So P, this is P and this is Q. So they are asking to prove triangle APB is congruent to triangle AQB. So very easy to prove because angle 1 and 2 equal, and here also 90, here also 90, there two angles equal, and AB is a common side, so we can easily tell that two triangles are congruent. And after that, option 2 is there, BP equal to BQ, we have to say. So after proving these two triangles are congruent, BP is equal to BQ. By CPCT we can say. So take a homework. So now coming to question number 6. So this is the diagram given there. Observe the diagram. A, B, C. You see one triangle. A, D, E is another triangle. And you look. D, A, C. Okay. So D is a point on BC, and I think that E is joined with C. Okay, and this also joined. AD, DE, everything is joined. So like that diagram is given, and the proof for BC equal to DE. BC. So you have to see the proof and the diagram, you have to compare, then only we can get idea. So BC, it is here. So that triangle is ABC. Okay, and DE is where? Here. So with this, we can have the triangle ADE. So ABC, another triangle ADE. So these two are the triangles formed by that side BC, and then DE means this is formed, DE forming ADE. So like that we can get idea from the given matter and what we have to prove. So everything we have to analyze. So after that, if you prove these two triangles are congruent, then we can have by CPCT BC is equal to DE. Am I right? So BC, DE. So it's a pair of sides in these two triangles. BC is a side of ABC and DE is one of the side of triangle ADE. So by CPCT we can tell these two sides are equal by CPCT. So first thing we have to prove these two triangles are congruent. So for that what we needed, you see, in ABC triangle, we have to tell in triangle ABC and triangle ADE. Okay, so this is just I wrote for you for your understanding. No need to write this. Okay. And now in these two triangles, so what are the things we can collect? You see, AC. You see, AC equal to AE. So AC is one of the sides. So AC is equal to AE. You see the name AE is there. So AC, AE. So corresponding pair of sides. So this is given. And then AD, AD. So AB is here and AD is here. So we can write like as it is. AB. AB is equal to AD, that also given. But one more thing. You see, when we add this angle, you see, for your understanding, I am saying this is angle 1 and this is angle 2 and this is angle 3. So just I am DAC angle, I am naming it as 3. So if you add 1 and 3, you will get BAC angle. Am I right? Okay. And when we add 2 and 3, then we get DAE angle. So before doing this, we have to do that. So now no problem. These two are okay. So for the third angle, so from the figure, you see 1 plus 3, angle 1 plus 3. So already we have angle 1 equal to angle 2. And if we add the common thing, the third angle on both sides, angle 1 plus angle 3, what is that? BAC is equal to 2 plus 3 means DAE. Look here, BAC is equal to DAE. Now we got it. So BAC is in this triangle, BAC angle is there, and DAE angle is in this triangle. So one pair of angles equal. So now two sides and one angle. So we can say triangle ABC congruent to triangle ADE because of two pair of sides and one pair of angle. That means SAS rule. Two sides, one angle. So SAS. So these two sides included angle. So like that we have. So these two and that included. So in this triangle ABC, how we have taken. So everything we have collected. So this is the way to prove that these two triangles are congruent. And after that, after proving these two triangles are congruent, we can easily prove BC equal to DE. And so BC equal to DE CPCT. So BC is from this triangle and DE is from this triangle, one of the sides. Okay. So this is the way to prove it. That's all. We move to the next sum. And you see the question number 7. I think you can do by yourself. So there also we have to add the common angle with the other two given angles. Okay, then easily you can get the proof. Question number 7. So you take it as homework. So after proving the first part, the two triangles congruent, the next option 2 AD equal to BE, easily we can prove by using that CPCT. So the same way, like 6th sum, 7th sum we can do it. Now coming to question number 8. So this is the diagram given there. So ABC looks like one triangle and DBC is another triangle. So they the sides of the two triangles AB and DC meet at M, and now they are given that ABC is a right angled triangle with angle C 90. So ABC is a right angled triangle with this angle C 90. That means angle ACB is 90. Like that also we can take. The angle C is 90 and M is the midpoint of AB. So M is the midpoint of AB means then these two sides are equal. AM equal to BM because M is the midpoint of AB, and directly they are given DM is equal to CM. Okay, so this is what given. To prove all the four options, we have to prove one by one. So first one, AMC BMD. So AMC, so this is the triangle, and BMD, this is the second triangle. So first option, in triangle AMC BMD, AMC and BMD. So we can have, you see, first triangle AM is equal to, in this triangle BM we can take. So that already we have, and I wrote here. So given, and the next, the same way here DM CM, they are equal, so we can take directly DM equal to CM, so that is given. Okay, and one more thing, these two angles are vertically opposite angles. The two lines intersect means vertically opposite angles are equal, so we can take that. So first in triangle AMC we have to take angle AMC. BMD. The reason, vertically opposite angle. VOA, vertically opposite angle. So two pair of sides and one pair of angles. Okay, that this angle is included angle. So we can say FAF. This implies triangle AMC is congruent to triangle BMD. The reason we can write as SAS rule. Okay, by SAS rule, that means side angle is included between the two sides. So these two triangles are congruent. And coming to the next option, we have to prove DBC angle. Angle DBC is a right angle. DBC means what? This angle. DBC. So this angle you have to prove 90 degree. That means right angle. So how to prove it? So for that, the one thing you have to take AMC, BMD already you have proved a congruent. Since triangle AMC is congruent to triangle BMD, comma, so we can say these two sides. First AMC means AC and BD. AC equal to BD. Reason? CT. Okay. These two triangles are congruent. So first AC from the first triangle AMC, BD from the second triangle. We can say the corresponding part of congruent triangle, they are equal. AC equal to BD. And now DBC, where it is DBC. So that is the right angle we have to say. For that, I am taking one more thing. Here, this angle and this angle are equal, and then DBC 90 degree means we have to say the co-interior angle property and the alternate interior angle property. Like that, we have to apply the lines and angles concept. So we have to say these two lines, that means AC and BD are parallel. Then only we can say these two are co-interior angle. What? DBC and ACB are co-interior angle. Okay. So for that, I am taking these two are congruent, and so this angle That means you say this angle I am naming as 1 and this angle I am naming it as 2 for your better understanding. So these two triangles are congruent. We have proved already. So we have taken by CPCT AC equal to BD, and also we can take angle 1 equal to angle 2. Angle 1 equal to angle 2 by the same concept CPCT. Okay. Angle 1 equal to angle 2. The remaining corresponding parts, either angles or sides, they are equal. So from this AMC triangle, angle 1 I have taken, and from BMD triangle I have taken angle 2. They are equal by CPCT. But these two angles, are alternate interior angles. Okay, these two angles are alternate interior angles with transversal what? DC. If the transversal DC and these two are the any two lines, angle 2 and angle 1 are equal, means they are alternate interior angles, is the angle. Okay. So we can say this AC and BD are equal. This implies not equal, parallel. Already we have told equal, but now I am trying to say they are parallel. AC parallel to BD. By lines and angles concept, you can say if these two angles are equal and they are the alternate interior pair of angles with the transversal DC, then we can say this AC and BD are parallel. So if these two are parallel, then we can say this angle what? DBC. This implies DBC plus SCB is equal to 180. The reason, co-interior angle. I think you remembered everything. Co-interior angle means what? If these two lines are parallel and BC is the transversal, can you understand? And BC is the transversal, then this angle, so these are parallel. So these two angles and this co-interior angles, then this is the transversal. Okay. So like that we have to understand. So these two angles are 180, and already we have that angle C is 90. That means ACB is 90. So this implies DBC plus 90 is equal to 180. So therefore, we can say angle DBC is equal to 180 degree minus 90, we have 90 degree. And so we prove DBC is a right angle. That's all. 90 degree means right angle. Therefore, DBC angle is a right angle. We have proved it. And now coming to the next option 3, see carefully, DBC ACB. DBC ACB. So these two triangles we have to say congruent. So we take in triangle DBC and triangle ACB. So what are the things we can have? You see, already we have proved these two, BD, AC, they are equal. Where? You see here, AC, BD by CPCT. So AC equal to BD. Proved in option 2. Okay. proved in option 2. AC equal to BD. And then in these two triangles, BC is common. DBC, ACB, in these two triangles, DBC and ACB, first this DB, AC. So just I have made a mistake here. DBC means first we have to write the first part here. So BD and AC, so which is nothing but AC, BD. Okay, they both are equal, but we have to write here from the first triangle left side and from the second triangle the right side. Okay, BD, AC, C. And now BC equal to BC, common side. That is common. And one more thing, both are 90. This 90 and this is also 90. What angle? First in DBC, DBC angle. Already we have proved it. So DBC is equal to ACB. Both 90. So two pair of sides and one pair of angles are equal. So SAS, the two angles and the included side only. So this implies triangle DCB is congruent to triangle ACB. Reason SAS rule. By SAS rule, we can say these two triangles are congruent. And now coming to option 4, you see, CM is equal to half of AB. How to prove it? CM, it is here. CM is half of AB. AB is here. But we can say CM is half of BC. But how to say CM is half of AB? So for that, we have to take, since triangle DCB is congruent to triangle ACB. Okay, so this option 3 we have proved these two triangles are congruent. So we have to take that one in the fourth option. So one by one we are using the previous proof. So option 4, since these two triangles are equal, then DC and AB are equal. So DC from this triangle, DC is equal to AB. Okay, the reason is CPCT. Clear? And now DC means we can write DM plus CM. Why? Because M, so it is given, CM, DM are equal, they have given. Okay. So DC means M is the midpoint. These two are equal, but M is the midpoint. So we can add DM and MC to get DC. So we can write M is the midpoint. M is the midpoint. We have to write the reason here, M is the midpoint. Okay, then only we can have DC as DM plus CM. Anyhow, DM plus CM is BC only. From the figure, we can write that DM plus CM is BC. And now, DM and MC is equal. So we can write, instead of DM, CM. CM plus CM equal to AB. Because DM is equal to CM. DM equal to CM. It is given. Okay, DM equal to CM. So we can replace DM by CM. So CM plus CM, that is 2CM. And so CM equal to half of AB, hence the proof. Clear? So CM is half of AB. So this is the way you have to prove all these options. That's all, children. And 2 sums I gave homework, and worksheet also very few sums. You think can do it. Thank you.